All right, let's get cooking. Welcome to the latest edition of Chin Check Sports Radio. I'm your host, JD. I want to thank you all for taking the time out to join us. And as always, we welcome any suggestions, feedback, comments, and criticisms, which improves the quality of our program, which ultimately improves your listening experience. Before we get started, I want to tell all of you thank you for your tremendous support. People are slowly but surely finding out about who we are and what we do. They enjoy and respect the passion with which we speak. But as we would say here at Chin Check Sports Radio, we do this because we love it. As we continue to share our passions with you all, as we continue to build our listening army to take over the world. You know that we are your go-to on YouTube for all Dallas Cowboys coverage throughout the NFL season, as well as all Dallas Cowboys coverage. The 2024 Dallas Cowboys Week 11 road victory against arch rival Washington Commanders by a score of 34-26. Let's just jump right into our numbers here. Quarterback Cooper Rush, 24 of 32 attempts, 247 yards with 2 touchdowns. Rico Dowdle, 19 carries for 86 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 10 catches for 67 yards. Luke Schoonmaker, 3 catches for 55 yards. Jalen Tolbert, 2 catches for 22 yards. And KaVontae Turpin with a spectacular, well, we'll talk about that in a second. On the defensive side, Josh Butler, 12 total tackles, 10 solo, 1 sack. Eric Hendricks, 10 total tackles, 4 solo. Micah Parsons, 8 total tackles, 4 solo, 2 sacks, 2 tackles, 4 loss. Jordan Lewis, 6 total tackles, 3 solo. Deron Bland, 6 total tackles, 3 solo. Malik Hooker, 4 total tackles, 2 solo. Donovan Wilson, 4 total tackles, 2 solo. Osa Adigazua, 3 total tackles, 2 solo, 1 tackle, 4 loss. Wanye Thomas, 3 total tackles, 2 solo. DeMarvin Overshown, 3 total tackles, 1 solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle, 4 loss. Mozzie Smith, 3 total tackles, 1 solo, 1 tackle, 4 loss. And Israel Mukwamu, 1 total tackle, 1 solo. Well, you know that we at Chin Check Sports Radio, we do not gloss over wins, nor do we overreact to losses. The Dallas Cowboys season clearly was in a tailspin, even though on paper the Washington Commanders were favored to win at home against the Dallas Cowboys team who was in a mix of a horrible losing streak. And we did say at the end of the previous broadcast was that sometimes throw out records when it comes to divisional opponents, which is what happened in this game. And the Cowboys have at least a recent history. I go back to 2015, where the Cowboys had their awful season, and when their final wins came against the Washington Redskins. I remember when Deshaun Jackson had fumbled. Believe the Cowboys, the year they went 1-15 under Jimmy Johnson, they beat the Washington Commanders or then the Redskins. So the previous games that we're talking about are games against the Washington Redskins. So the thing about this game, the Cowboys played very tough. Of course, with the good, with the bad. The opening field goal was blocked. Special teams. Blocked field goals. You have blocked punts. So certain things that were supposed to be a strength of the Cowboys revealed themselves to be a weakness until a critical part of the game, which brings us to KaVontae Turpin. A beautiful kickoff return, which he actually fumbles the kickoff, picks it up, does a PlayStation, I could even argue a Super Nintendo spin move, and races down the field to score, which pretty much iced the game. Wonderful play. But of course, the bad. The Dallas Cowboys, knowing that they have the Washington Commanders in a very difficult position, knowing that they have to score late, and wide receiver Terry McLaurin catches an 80-something yard, basically a simple dump off, and races down the field, which is similar to the Hail Mary that won the Commanders a game against the Chicago Bears. And unlike the Dallas Cowboys, unlike the Bears, the Dallas Cowboys were supposed to be prepared, and their athletes just got totally just outran on that particular play. So you had another miracle in Maryland. But then the kicker missed the extra point. Well, if our special teams cost us and their special teams cost them, then you had, again, the kickoff return by KaVontae Turpin. That's on par for the play of the year. And after the Redskins scored the touchdown, they missed the extra point. Now they're going for the onside kick, Wanye Thomason picks up the onside kick and runs for a touchdown. The problem is that had he just recovered and taken a knee, they wouldn't have been the Cowboys. They would have won just by that alone. So it's those little things where the team where they situationally prepared, and you don't know for things like that, to allow block field goals, to allow block punts, to allow that play for guys to just streak down the field knowing that all you have to do is tackle them, to intercept or to recover, I don't say intercept, to recover an onside kick knowing that all you have to do is fall on it and the Cowboys take a knee. And if you go back and look at the interception by Mukwamo at the end of the game, he was ready to take off running until he was told to actually go down. So this Cowboys team seems to have a lot of not being, situationally unaware, and that quite frankly falls on coaching. There's question marks whether this job can save Mike McCarthy's job. We say that it's time to move on. I've been watching absurd sports talk about the Cowboys running the table and still having playoff hopes. I don't need the Cowboys having any kind of playoff hopes. This is still about trying to rebuild. This is still about understanding the needs of the team, trying to get younger at guard, trying to get a better right tackle, trying to get another wide receiver, trying to get another running back to ensure your linebacking crew, definitely trying to stop the run. So we definitely, to be totally fool's gold that the Cowboys make the playoffs. And I know mathematically they're still in it. They have not been eliminated yet. There's a chance that the Cowboys can win their final games, and we highly doubt that because a lot of the games towards the end of the season, the Cowboys would be the underdogs in those games. So the Cowboys, again, are going to just keep plodding forward. This is what we do at Chin Check Sports Radio. We talk about the good and the bad. We have been in transit. That's why it's been taking so long to actually do the broadcast. But we definitely wanted to do it before they face another NFC East rival, the New York Giants, on the yearly Thanksgiving game. The New York Giants, who benched Daniel Jones, who was then released, started Tommy DeVito, who was injured, and the Cowboys will be facing quarterback Drew Lock, who has some NFL experience. The line has actually decreased by, I believe, 3 points because of Drew Lock. So we'll just see what the Cowboys do. Really nothing much to report. Definitely a good win by the Cowboys on the road. Definitely a confidence builder to beat a division rival, to beat your arch nemesis, probably your biggest rival at home with everything that they had going on with Dan Quinn and Jaden Daniels. So it's one of those, definitely Cowboys did what they had to do. I'm sure they've gotten over it going in a short week. And they had to travel back home to play the Giants again. They were on the road against Washington. Now they're back at home against the New York Giants, and it goes into travel and resting and stuff like that. So hopefully the Cowboys can continue to build upon some kind of winning streak. So until the next time, Chin Check Radio signing out.